Gaikoku Gamers.
Bite-sized.
Hello boys and girls, it's time for Gaikoku Gamers Bite-Sized. I know it's late, but I saw something and I had to fucking talk about it because it's just that funny. And it's actually kind of unbelievable. So Ubisoft went ahead and had a tweet recently that said, "Not sure I like the Mercedes-Benz cars in Mario Kart 8, kinda breaks the magic, be careful Nintendo." Now, they got a lot of backlash from this over the course of the day. And later on, much later on, Ubisoft went ahead and said, "Sorry about that, the opinion expressed does not in any way represent those at Ubisoft, it's been deleted." Of course, just because it's been deleted doesn't mean anything because everybody's gone ahead and copied it and pasted it all over the internet, so that's not really helping their PR. And I kind of have to wonder, I mean, it came from their account. Either they got hacked, which is very unlikely because they didn't say they got hacked. It came from an employee, or it came from an employee that was disgruntled. And what I mean by those two being different is I have a sneaking suspicion that they went ahead and said that to be cheeky and that it was a legitimate tweet, and then they only deleted it and pretended that it wasn't expressing the belief of Ubisoft simply because they got backlash from it. And you know, I think Ubisoft has this mentality, especially after the pushback of Watch Dogs, and especially after basically not supporting the Wii U console anymore, except with Let's Dance, or Just Dance, or whatever the fuck it's called. Who cares? Piece of crap game, we don't want it. My point is, they seem to have this anti-Nintendo thing, and they thought, oh ho ho, we're so witty, we're gonna go ahead and bash Nintendo. Well, you know what? It kind of backfired on you, and you know what? People don't care about your fucking development studio anymore when it comes to Nintendo customers. You've kind of burned that bridge. I think it's hysterical. They think, oh, we're not gonna bring any of the rated T for teen or rated M for mature games, but hey, please buy our E for everyone crap that's the same as every other edition but with new songs. Why are we supposed to go ahead and buy that? Now, as far as I'm concerned, the humor didn't come off Ubisoft. It didn't come off well at all. And you need to go ahead and act more professional and maybe, I don't know, support all consoles, especially if you're going to have ports to 360 and PS3, because you can't even go ahead and say, oh, it was only for next gen and we couldn't scale it back for the Wii U. If you're making PS3 and 360 games and the release is 6 to 7 months away from the Wii U release date, that's not acceptable. Or if you're not even making a Wii U release at all, that's unacceptable. Because Nintendo themselves, they made Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze that literally turned off the screen on the gamepad. Okay, that should signify to third parties that you don't need to actually utilize the screen on the gamepad if you don't want to. You can make a game that just has it completely turned off, and it's okay because Nintendo did it. Now, I'm not saying that's the best route, but my point is they don't even need to go ahead and make any custom on-screen controls. All they have to do is put the 360 version on the Wii U. If they're feeling generous, maybe bump up the slider of the graphics because the Wii U is more powerful, and just leave it at that. Now, I'm not saying that Nintendo customers go ahead and deserve crap-ass ports from the 360, but it's better than nothing, and people might respect you more, especially since before you were already giving us crap with GIMP support, no online features, etc., etc. Now, I understand originally the dev kits that were given out by Nintendo were pretty incomplete, and what I mean by pretty incomplete is, just for all you guys out there who didn't know, the online code that you guys all enjoy for your online play, like in Mario Kart 8 for instance, that comes from the people who did the port for Mass Effect 3. You see, they went ahead and were contacting Nintendo during the launch, pre-launch period, saying, okay, well, we got the game ready to go, we want to put online implementation in there, give us the code. And Nintendo was like, well, actually, we were waiting for you guys to do it, we haven't made it. Oh, and when you're done, can you please give it to us? So I'm not saying that Nintendo is completely guilt-free. They made their bed, and now they're fucking sleeping in it, and they're having their own problems, part of which is this. But, you know, if there's anything I've learned since I started gaming back on my Pong system and NES, is that you can't start making fun of a console maker because they could turn things around, and then your relations with them are poor. Look at the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 didn't turn out so hot, and then all of a sudden they turned it around, and now the PlayStation 4 is the best-selling system out of all 3 new systems. You can say whatever you want about Nintendo, they have their problems. They have third-party relation problems, and for the last 2 systems, they don't seem to remember that every other system they ever made had good graphics. Like, they can do that too. And their advertising has been poor. I'm not saying Nintendo's not at fault, but at the end of the day, a publisher or a developer needs to act professional. And if they got hacked, they need to actually say it. And if it was a disgruntled employee, they need to say who it was and announce that they have been fired. But by going ahead and saying, oh, it doesn't express our opinions, and trying to backpedal out of a snide comment that you thought would hit, would be a hit, and people would laugh, at Nintendo, at Nintendo's expense, and only then did you turn around because you're getting backlash. That's not how you conduct a business. You're a multi-million-dollar business. And sadly, in the gaming world, a lot of that is public perception, not necessarily of the quality of your game, or else half your crap wouldn't sell, Ubisoft. Anyway, that's been a bite-sized edition. I'm Darryl Benson. Please join us tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day after. We'll be releasing at least 1 video a day, but as you have been able to see, it's probably about 2 to 4. Have a good one, guys. Keep gaming.